Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all of you in today's webinar. We'll allow a couple of minutes to all the participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, we'll discuss few important points, and this is something which we feel is important so that you can get the maximum benefit from today's webinar. I'll take your excuse for 1 minute or few moments. I have to just check on the live stream. So allow me a few seconds to check on that. Perfect. So it is working fine. That is a good news. And the live stream is related to a very popular question that we get in our webinars, and that is, will I get the recording of the webinar? And the answer is absolutely yes. All of you will get the recording of the webinar, and that's why I was checking on the live stream so that I can ensure that it is getting properly recorded, and you will all get the recording of that. In fact, towards the end of the session, I'll also share a lot of tutorial content with you. And along with that, I will also share the link of the recording. In addition to that, we will also email the link to you. So on the email ID that you have used while you were joining this webinar, you must have inputted or must have typed in an email ID. So on that email ID, we are going to send the recording of this webinar. So I thought of answering that question because that happens to be a very popular question. All right, so moving on to the next important point that I want to discuss with you before we start today's session. And I can still see there are a number of participants who are joining in. So let's continue the discussion. So the second point which I want to discuss with you is related to getting the maximum benefit from the time that you're investing here. And time is money, needless to mention that. So you are spending your valuable time here with us, and that's where it is important that you get the maximum benefit from it, or at least you are able to understand what all we are trying to convey to you, what all we are trying to share with you. So for that, it is crucial that if there is any doubt, or if the information that we are going to share with you, it is not clear, if you have a difference of opinion, or if there is something else, you share that with us. Now, how are you going to share that? Because this is not a Zoom meeting wherein you can just unmute your mic and you can immediately ask your question. You can't do that. So how are you going to do that? So for that, you are going to use an option which is Q&A. So if you look down below, and especially if you're joining through a laptop or desktop, you'll find that option down below, which says Q&A. So using that option, you should ask your question. And I'll keep that question answer panel open on the other monitor. So if there's a question which I can answer immediately, straight away, I can answer that. I will do that. In fact, a lot of time, because I keep peeking into the question answer panel. So if there's a question, I'll try to cover that in my presentation, in my explanation itself, so that if the doubt is there, it gets clarified then and there. So that means if you have a question, if you have a doubt, if there's anything that you would want to discuss, don't wait for us to end the presentation, end the discussion, and when we break into the question answer round, that's where you are asking the question. You don't have to wait all this while. Whenever that question comes to your mind, you should ask that. And how are you going to ask? Using the Q&A option. Now, there is also a chat option which we are going to use for our interactions, but because there you will find there's a lot of exchange happening. So it is advisable, please don't add your question there, because there's a possibility that I might miss out that question. All right, so these are the two options that we are going to use. Chat is also something which I will use to get your opinion, to get your understanding. And chat is also an option that I will recommend to you that you should use for connecting and networking with other wonderful business owners who are joining us here today. And just imagine if we had been meeting physically in a conference room, then other than listening to me, which you would have otherwise done, But other than listening to me or any other presenter who was there, the next very important thing that you will do is network with other participants who were there. And God knows you may be able to find a buyer or supplier, right? So let's do that here as well. The recommendation is you should use the chat feature. Add a small brief about your business. What is your organization name? What products or services you provide? Your contact details. And if you have a website, if you have an online store, please include the link. And that will help other participants know that you are attending. And in case they have a requirement, they can connect with you. And it has happened in past as well. A lot of participants were able to find suitable buyers or supply. In fact, in one of the webinars, they were even able to crack the deal within the webinar itself. All right. So that is a suggestion, or absolutely up to you. If you want to, you can do it. Otherwise, it is your decision. All right, so this is where we will get started. We'll begin, and this is where let me give a quick introduction about myself. My name is Adnan. I'm Director, SME Commerce Growth at Global Inker. My focus area at Global Inker is, of course, digital commerce. But in addition to that, I actively work on sharing information with business owners on how they can leverage digital and or digital technology, to be more precise, to grow their business in the new normal. We all know that digital is the way forward, but how many of us actually know how to utilize the various wonderful tools which are available? And that's where the knowledge gap lies. And we try our best to cover or bridge that gap by conducting a lot of training workshops, webinars, creating a lot of tutorial content. And that is where, related to the webinars, I have conducted more than 450 such webinars and had the wonderful opportunity of connecting, interacting with more than 12,000 businesses from various countries. All right, so now we are also joined here today by Mr. Mukesh, who is a FIO official. So, good evening, Mr. Mukesh, and a warm welcome to you as well
Good
in
evening,
today's
sir. Good
webinar.
evening. Good evening, all of you. Good evening.
Perfect. So this is where I think we should get started. And I can see a lot of participants have taken my advice. I can see there's some exchange which has started happening in the webinar. Use this opportunity. All right. So this is where I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we will begin with today's discussion. So allow me a few seconds to do that, and then we'll get started. Now, as I'm starting to share my screen, and I can see a few of the participants have raised their hand. So, whosoever is raising their hands using the raise hand option down below, please add your question in the Q&A, and I will review it. And if it is possible for me to answer it right away, I'll do that. Otherwise, we will take that up once we break into the question answer round. All right. So please do that. Don't use this feature because it does not look very annoying to me. But when I do the screen share, it will appear as a black box for the other participants, which they may find a little annoying. So avoid using that feature. If you have a question, use the Q&A to ask your question. All right, so this is where we will begin. We'll get started. I can see there was one participant who was asking for conducting the session in Hindi. We do that. In fact, I love to present or conduct the sessions in Hindi, but we have members who are joining from different parts of the country, and everyone is not comfortable in Hindi. So that's where we conduct the sessions in English, or this particular session is being conducted in English. There are special sessions that we do, or exclusive sessions that we do in Hindi, and we will soon be doing that. So we will extend the invite to you. Otherwise, if you want to review it, it is available on our YouTube channel, and if time permitted, I'll also share the link. In fact, last week or last to last week, we did that session in Hindi itself. All right, so this is where let's get started. I can see there are a number of participants who have just joined, so I think I should welcome them as well. So, good evening and a warm welcome to the participants who have just joined us. And A very quick recap. We have just discussed two brief points. One is you all are going to get the recording of today's session. You will get an email from our side with the link of the recording, and towards the end of the session, I will also share that link in the chat. That was one point. Second point is related to the questions that you will have, and for that you have to use the Q&A feature. And for networking with other wonderful business owners who are joining us here today, you have to use the chat feature. All right. So let's begin. Let's get started. So I'm starting the screen share, and now we'll proceed ahead. And let me minimize this action window, and it is also acting up. Perfect. So I've started the screen share, and this is where I will need your help. If anyone from the audience can confirm, you can use the chat feature to confirm that you're able to see the screen. You just type yes in the chat, and I'll know that you're able to see the screen. Wonderful. I can see there are so many participants who have confirmed, so I can't thank everyone personally, but thank you to all of you for confirming that you're able to see the screen. Wonderful. This is where we'll begin. We'll get started with the presentation. And we are all gathered here to understand how you're going to connect with international buyers on Indian Business Portal to grow your business. Now, before we move on and we discuss about the main agenda, that is, how are you going to connect with international buyers or foreign buyers on Indian Business Portal, let's try to grab or try to have some understanding about Indian Business Portal. What is Indian Business Portal? So very briefly, I'm not going to take a lot of your valuable time. So Indian Business Portal is a platform which is jointly created by two organizations. One is FIO, which is a Federation of All India Export Organization. It is an apex export promotion body by the Government of India, and Global Linker, which is a business networking and digitization enablement platform that helps businesses in connecting and networking and connecting with new buyers and suppliers, and at the same time creating their own digital presence so that they can also grow their business, and primarily catering to MSME audience globally. We have physical presence in multiple countries: India, Sri Lanka, UAE, and Philippines, to name a few. So the two organizations have collaborated and created Indian Business Portal with the objective of helping Indian exporters firstly digitize themselves and then use the digital technology solutions to grow their business or adopt digital ways of doing business and primarily selling digitally. So that is Indian Business Portal. Now, the second obvious question which comes is, what is the objective? What is the purpose of Indian Business Portal? So the purpose of Indian Business Portal is twofold. One is to allow or provide their own digital presence to the Indian exporters, or let me say that I think I was not very clear. So, one of the objectives of Indian Business Portal is to help Indian exporters like yourselves create their own digital presence. Now, we have a lot of participants. We may have a lot of participants. I'm not sure how many, but certainly many of you will be quite tech savvy. You certainly will be having your own uh, emails, your business email, professional emails with your own domains, and you may also be having your own websites, etc. And you may already be generating a lot of business digitally. But if you look around yourself, and I believe you must be knowing at least one such exporter who don't have any digital presence. Forget about having a website, they don't even have an email, right? All of us know of those exporters, and they make phenomenal product. The product is obviously not an issue, but they don't have a digital presence. And even if they want to create their own digital presence, there are so many challenges, there are so many issues with that. And we'll discuss about the challenges, issues a little later. But they are not able to create their own digital presence. So one of the objective of Indian Business Portal is to create or provide an opportunity using which any exporter, irrespective of their size, whether a micro or super micro, they are able to create their own digital presence and a sustainable digital presence, which they can use for a long period of time. So that is one objective. And what is digital presence? I will show you an example and then you'll be able to relate to it, because otherwise I can imagine it must be looking or sounding very technical. So just allow me to switch the screen very quickly and I'll show you few examples. I'm not going to take a lot of time because I think we'll come back to these examples a little later. So this is an example of a digital presence that a exporter like you has created on the platform. So this is their digital catalog that we are looking at. So this is one example. Let's look at another example. This is another example, or let's look at this example. So these are all exporters like you who have created this website, this online store on the platform, and this is their digital presence. Now they can be found online. This website exists on internet. So any place, from any place on the planet, if a person has internet connectivity, they'll be able to find them. And now, because they have their own digital presence, they can even run geo-specific advertising, targeting specific locations, specific cities, and individuals and demographics, and they'll be able to generate business through that. So that is something which digital presence enables, and that was an example. That those are few examples of digital presence that you'll be able to create through the platform. So this is one objective, to allow all of you, not the select few who are paying a subscription. They'll be able to create. All of you can create this kind of digital presence on a platform. And the icing on the cake is that it is free. The website setup, it is a DIY freemium plan. So wherein most of the capabilities that you'll need, they are all available and they are absolutely free. So you'll be able to create and operate entirely free without spending top dollars onto it. You don't have to hire an agency. You don't have to do anything. You'll be able to do that all yourself. We have dedicated teams who can help you out, and there are paid services also available. So this is one objective. The second objective is to present all of you or your offerings in front of international buyers. And that is where we're not only just solving your challenge, we are also solving the challenge of international buyers when it comes to sourcing from India. They are equally challenged because you guys don't exist digitally. We have to literally come here and attend exhibitions or visit factories or go door to door to find you. So all that hassle is eliminated. They can find you digitally, they can connect with you digitally, and they can do business with you digitally. So everyone's effort is saved, and that's where you there. Uh, their effort is saved. They are conveniently able to do business with you. At the same time, you or your offerings are presented in front of them, increasing your visibility, increasing your reach, and increasing the avenues and prospects of you getting more business from importers or international buyers. So these are the two objectives of Indian Business Portal. Let's move on very quickly to one more slide. I'm not going to bore you any further with the presentation. So this is the last slide that I'm going to show you, and this is a quick view of the entire ecosystem. Now, again, the question comes, why am I showing it to you so early? Because we have just started and I've just taken you, or I've just walked you through what is Indian Business Portal and what are the objectives. So the reason is to give you an overview of the entire ecosystem and the opportunities that are available, because unless you are able to see, because the entire ecosystem that you are about to become part of is very vast, and that's where you may not realize the opportunities which are available for you to utilize. So that's where it is important that you understand what are the opportunities. So that's where I am going to give you a overview of the ecosystem. So this is you, this is your business, and you're going to create your own online store. We saw the example, so I can imagine that you can relate to it. Then that online store or the offerings which you have on the online store, they will all get listed. They will all start appearing on Indian Business Portal. And once that is done, then PO will put in effort. They will bring international buyers onto the Indian Business Portal, And those international buyers will then be able to see your offering. And if they are interested, they'll connect with you and they'll do business with you through Indian Business Portal. So that is one island of opportunity that lies for you. The second island of opportunity is your own online store, because now you have your own personal digital presence or your organization's digital presence. Now, using that, you can run on your own promotional campaigns. You can run your own digital ads and attract international buyers onto your own website. You're not making them go to Indian Business Portal, you are bringing them onto your own personal website, and that is where you're converting them and doing business with them. So that is the second island of opportunity which lies here. And one is here, second is here, and the third one is that you're going to become a part of a community which has members from 150 countries. So through business networking, like what you are or what many of the members are doing right now, you will be able to connect with business owners from various countries and do business with them, understand their requirement. If they're interested or someone they know is interested, they'll be able to connect you, and then you'll be able to do business with them. So that is the third island of opportunity. And in today's webinar, I'm going to explain all three of them. In fact, I'm also going to explain to you this journey wherein how you are going to start listing your business on Indian Business Portal. So all that I'm going to explain to you. So let me close the presentation and let's me take you straight away to Indian Business Portal. This is where we are looking at the live side. This is Indian Business Portal, and this is where now I am going to explain to you how are you going to connect with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. What is the process, or what are the methods or procedures that you have to, which are there for you to connect with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. All right, so let's start the discussion. What you're seeing on your screen is the live Indian Business Portal, and there are two different processes or methods through which you will be doing business with with international buyers. Sorry for the fumble. And I can continue to see there are a few participants who are raising their hands. If you have a question, please add that in the Q&A, because otherwise it the black box keep appearing on the screen share, which is little annoying for the participants. So this is for everyone's benefit. Otherwise, from the next webinar, I will disable this capability itself so that no one is able to raise their hand. All right, so this is where let's understand what are the processes or methods through which international buyers are going to connect with you. There are two methods or processes through which you will be doing business with them on Indian Business Portal. The first one is wherein they come to Indian Business Portal, or they approach an embassy and then an embassy connects them with FIO, or they know FIO directly and they approach FIO. So there are various options which are available. The most popular one is this one, wherein they are coming to the website and then using the post buying requirement feature, they are clicking here and then they're expressing their requirement. They're sharing their requirement that this is what we want to import from India. And those requirements and then are vetted by the FIO's team. And once the review is completed, then those requirements are listed here. So this is where you can see the various requirements. Now, you might be wondering, there are only 4 requirements. No, absolutely not. There are more. You can click on this button which says View All, and it will take you to another page where you can see the various requirements which are there. So the page has now loaded up. Now, if you scroll down below, this is where you can see there are many more, and there are like literally hundreds and hundreds of them. But to optimize load speed and not to create too much of a clutter on the website, that's where only 80 are displayed. Currently, at any point in time, only 80 are displayed, including the closed ones and the open ones. So the open ones are these ones, the closed ones, you can see they are all highlighted that this lead is closed. Now, this is a very straightforward process. When a international buyer, when an importer shares their requirement, those are displayed here. Obviously, after doing some due diligence, once those requirements are displayed here, then you are expected to click on this button if you are wanting to fulfill this requirement. So, for example, you are someone who wants to fulfill this bedding set requirement, which is from Brazil. So you have to just click here and then you can proceed ahead and you can fulfill the requirement. Now, related to this, there are few points that we have noticed. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a very simple and straightforward process. And there is highly unlikely that you're going to make any mistakes. But still, we have noticed there are few points which we would want to share with you. And I will take you through that. But before we go there, curiously, there were two questions which were asked in previous webinars. So I'll try to answer them. One is, what if I came here and I noticed there is a webinar, sorry, there's a requirement which was there, and I can fulfill that requirement, but it is closed. So in that case, what should you do? So in that case, you should connect with the FIO team, and if it is possible, if the requirement is closed, obviously after receiving the requirement, there is another process that kicks in wherein they review each and every requisition which has come from Indian exporters. They clean it up. Sometimes wrong inputs are also provided by Indian exporters, so they clean that up. And then once the cleanup work is done, then those details are shared with international buyers. So if it is in process, then they can accommodate or they'll let you know if it is possible. Otherwise, if it is not possible, they'll apprise you, but you can approach FIO. Now, how will you do that? So for that, there's an email ID which is available. So if you scroll down towards the footer, that's where you'll see there is an email ID, ibb@fio.org. I'll also share that in the chat a little later, but you can drop an email on this in case there's a RFQ. It should not be a very ancient one that it came a year ago and now you're trying to fulfill that. Uh, Probably they may not be able to help you out, but if it is a recent one, then you can approach them. The second one is it necessary for us to come here every day and check if there's a RFQ which is listed? No, it is not necessary. That's where I am recommending you that you should get your offerings listed on Indian Business Portal at the earliest so that you get an automatic update. So as and when there's a new requirement that comes in, so an automatic update is sent, a notification is sent to all the exporters who are connected, who are listed on Indian Business Portal. If you're not listed, obviously you'll not get an update and you'll have to come here every day. So suggestion that you should get listed, and in some time at this moment you can see this process is open, so anyone and everyone, as long as you have an IC code, you'll be able to respond to a RFQ requirement. But in future, this is going to be restricted and only the participants of Indian Business Portal will be able to share the response. All right, so that was those were a few common questions. Now let me show you the form. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a very simple and straightforward process. It is highly unlikely that you're going to miss it out, but few points, as I mentioned, which we would like to highlight to you or bring to your attention, that when you are going to submit the response, you don't miss out or make those mistakes. The first one is the clarity on the requirement itself. Now, here you can see basic visuals or very little detail, like castor oil. Very little detail is provided, but it is your responsibility as the exporter to get better clarity on it. So if you have any question, if there's any doubt, please do read the details here. So once you'll click here, this page will open up, and this where you'll see there is a lot of detail which is provided related to the item which has to be exported. Review the detail and it will provide you great amount of clarity. But still, if you have questions, then you can reach out to the FIO team using the same email ID and they'll provide you clarity, or they'll answer your questions. And once you have absolute clarity, you don't have any doubts, then you should proceed ahead to submit your response. And submitting the response is again very easy. Basic details have to be provided, like your email ID, your company name, mobile number, IC code. You have to specify whether you're a merchant exporter or manufacturer exporter, and uh, you have to upload for manufacturers, you have to upload your factory or MSME certificate. Then you have to upload your IC certificate. If you are a FIO member or member of any export promotion council, you have to upload your RCMC certificate, registration cum membership certificate. And then you have to specify whether you are listed on Indian Business Portal. And if you are listed on Indian Business Portal, you have to also input the link or URL of your website. And then you have to share what is your experience of exporting this particular item. Now, this is the another point, or this is the second point which I would want to highlight to you. And this is where, again, we have seen that exporters, when they are submitting their response, they just type yes or yes, we have experience, just three words. But this is where you are expected to write in detail about your experience. Just don't just type yes or yes, we have experience, because understand, the international buyer has to make a selection. There are probably 10 or 100 such responses they will receive. So it is important, it is crucial. This is almost like the international buyer is standing in front of you, where they are okay or they are open to do business with you, but they want to understand, why should we do business with you? What is your experience? What is the special that you're bringing on the table? Now, related to this, sometime participants have asked me that we are a startup and we don't have an experience. So what should we do? So don't leave this empty. You can specify, you can be honest that we don't have an experience. We are a startup, but this is the special that we are bringing on the table. This is the USP that we are bringing on the table, which you may not get, right? So be honest and explain why they should be doing business with you. What is the special thing, or what is the USP that you're bringing on the table, and specify that. So the important takeaway for you is you have to be detailed in your response related to the experience question. Then down below, again, there's a uh, option question or multi-select question. Not a multi-select, you have to select yes or no. So whether you have exported in past to Brazil or not. And then another question, what tell us about your capabilities of exporting. This is another question where you have to be descriptive, where you have to be detailed in your response, because at the end of the day, your goal or your duty is to give enough information to the international buyer so that they choose you. You have to make them select you. And to make them select you, you have to provide them as much information as possible. Again, you don't have to write an essay here, but in a paragraph, what all you can explain, you should write that. So again, this is another or third point which I wanted to highlight, that add details about your capabilities, about your USPs, advantages, innovation, or anything special which is there with you, or even if it is a social cause that you're associated, there's an art form that you're helping out, whatever that case may be, or you're helping out a village, whatever that case may be, input it here, give them a reason to choose you. And once you're done, submit the form. So this is how you have to submit the form. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it is a very simple process and it is highly unlikely you will make any mistakes. But those were the three important points that I wanted to highlight. And I will just repeat that. First is you should get clarity about the import requirements before you submit the response. That is the first one. The second one is that you should be detailed in your response related to your experience, and you have to be detailed. The point number three, or takeaway number three for you, you have to be detailed in your response related to the questions of capabilities, right? And as I mentioned, if you're a startup, be honest about that. We are a startup. We have just started. So obviously we don't have any experience, but if you'll do business with us, this is the benefit we are going to give to you. You have to focus on that, the good thing that you're bringing on the table. All right. So that is the first or one of the two methods through which you are going to do business with international buyer. This is one method through which you will be doing business with international buyer. The second method is wherein international buyers are going to come to Indian Business Portal. They come and they use either the search or they use the navigation, and through that they find you. I'll just show you the search. You will notice that it is customized for export. So in addition to being able to search by the product title, they can search. When I say they, international buyers can search by the supplier name. They can even search by ITC code, which is a common practice by international buyers when they are looking for products from different countries. They typically search by HS code, and that is a option which is available. And when you are uploading your products on your online store, you also have that option of specifying HS code so that the matchmaking can be done. So this is one of the options which they can use. They can use that navigation as well, which is again a very extensive navigation comprising of more than 4,500 categories and subcategories, covering primarily all the products which are exported from India. So through the navigation also, they'll be able to review your product. Now, once they have reviewed your product, they would want to understand more about you. So I'll see if there's a product I can show you. So, for example, this particular product, and imagine that I'm an international buyer. I came across this particular product and I like the product offering. Now, I would want to proceed ahead. What are the options which are available? So, one option is if it is a B2C item, then I can click on buy now. And you have heard me right. B2C is also possible. So, international buyers, they can come and they can buy in retail quantities also. So, that is one option. But obviously, that is not the major feature here. The major feature is to allow bulk exports or large volume export. And for that, typically international buyers, they use this feature, which is contact supplier. And that's where they are sending you a contact request. But before they do that, they are going to go to your profile. And for that, they are going to simply click on the exporter's name. So let's do that. Let's click on the exporter's name. And we are on the exporter's profile. This is a profile which all of you will have on Indian Business Portal. This is a exporter's profile. And here you will notice that all the products which are there from a particular exporter, they are all listed here. So if I'm an international buyer and I want to see what all other products that this particular exporter exports, I can see all of that in one go, right? I can do that very conveniently, but that is not the objective of the exporter's profile that is there on Indian Business Portal. It has a very different objective. Now, before I explain the different objective, I take a minute of your time and I'm going to talk about a very important point. Not just a point, it is something which you should be aware of because you are all striving to grow your business digitally. Now, when it comes to growing business digitally, obviously it is overly complicated, or it has been made overly complicated. But if we have to simplify it, there are two broad challenges or problems that you have to solve. What are those problems? The first problem is discoverability, which, as the word says, that your potential customer, it is not like anyone should be discovering you, your potential customer. If I'm not your potential customer, I'm discovering your business. If I'm discovering you as a seller, does not mean anything, right? So, discoverability by the right customer, that is one challenge or problem that you have to solve. And that is where Indian Business Portal also contributes in solving that problem. You'll agree? Now, the other problem that you have to solve, or the other part of the problem that you have to solve, is called the credibility problem. Discoverability and credibility, right? They're also rhyming. So credibility basically means that you have to present yourself as a trustworthy organization, as a professional organization. And when the international buyer is has discovered you and they want to proceed ahead, they want to move to the next step. But before that, in the interim, in that period, which is from discovering you to contacting you, there is some action which is happening there. International buyer is researching, they are understanding more about you. Now, to help that research, you will notice that there is some information which is available here. What is that information? Let me show you. So this is where you can see there is a about us section. So it helps international buyer when they are researching, when they're trying to understand more about you. This is where they can very conveniently find information about you. So this is where you can see the information is available about the business, what are the advantages, innovation, and then there are other finer details also available about that business. Now, in addition to that, if you have added certificates, in fact, I'll show you another profile because they have added quite a few certificates. So let me refresh the page and show you this, where you can see they have added almost 3, 4 certificates here. So you can also add, or you must also add. The can is the wrong word. Sorry, I said that. You must also add, because then you will be presenting yourself as a professional organization, as a genuine organization, and any doubts, any question, concern, suspicion which may be there in their mind is addressed. So certificates and information which is available there, so that research which happens related to the credibility part of it, that is addressed here, or that is made easy on the platform for the international buyers, so that they are able to understand more about you, and they are able to form up their mind, and we help them, we basically propel them, we push them from the discoverability stage to the stage where they are going to connect with you, to do business with you. Now the question comes, they have discovered you, they have been convinced based on all the information that you have provided here, and now they want to connect with you. And that brings us back to the question, how you are going to connect with international buyers, or foreign buyers are going to connect with you. We can say it in whatever way we want, but the outcome is going to be remaining the same. Either they contact you or you contact them, the outcome is going to be the same. And how are they going to contact you? So for that, a very popular method that they are going to use is request meeting, which you can see here. This is one of the most popular method, and similar to how we are connecting here, how we are talking or discussing, similar to that, they'll be able to schedule a meeting with you. Now, I just said that very conveniently, they'll be able to schedule a meeting, and this is where it must have raised your heartbeat. Like, okay, they are going to schedule a meeting. How will we know that international buyer has scheduled a meeting? Don't worry, it is not uh, that open-ended. You are going to provide your calendar and your schedule, and based on that only, they are going to request for a meeting. This is also not like they are scheduling a meeting. They'll request for a meeting, and it will be your decision whether you would want to accept it or not. So related to this, I can imagine I am giving you a little anxiety. So let me provide a cure to that as well. So I'm switching my screen very, very quickly, and I'm showing you the control panel of a demonstration store. Why am I showing you? To help you overcome that anxiety of request meetings. So I was telling you that there's a dedicated meeting management capability which is available for you. So here you can see, and let me close this overlay. So here, firstly, you have to specify your schedule. I have not specified it. It is open-ended, but imagine that you work from Monday to Friday. So you can select that, and you work from, let's say, 10 a.m. to, let's say, 5 p.m. So you can specify your time zone, and you can save. And once the international buyer is scheduling a meeting, so the request will be appearing here, and you can accept or reject it. When you are rejecting it, you can even propose an alternate time. So I'm not available, I have another meeting at 11. Can we connect at 12 p.m.? So like that, you'll be able to propose an alternate time as well. Now, I can imagine that anxiety is not entirely over. So the next element related to anxiety is, how will we know? Okay, you have very good capability which can help us schedule it and be a little more organized. How will we come to know that there's a meeting which is scheduled? You will get an email notification that an international buyer has scheduled a meeting with you. But again, sometime emails land in spam folder, or sometime there are 100 other emails that are received after that. And because of that, we may miss out on email. Then a common practice that I suggest to exporters, just open this section, like morning when you're starting your work, just open this section, and you can do it from your smartphone as well. It will hardly take you 10 seconds. So whenever you wake up, or whenever you're on the way to the office, just open it, and you'll be able to see if there's a meeting schedule. And you can do the same thing towards the end, or uh, when you're logging out, or when you're closing the day. At that time also, you can do the same, so you are not missing out. So if you have that uh, anxiety, or you have that problem that I might also miss out on the notifications that I'm receiving, so you can just keep checking this section. So this is one of the method which is available, not the only method. Another common method which is contact seller, and we saw that in the previous screen as well. So using this, they'll be sending you a contact request, and which will contain their contact details, their company name, their country, their designation, their name, their contact details, email, phone number. So all that you'll be receiving, and you will get an email that this person is attempting to contact you, and then you can contact them back on their email or phone number, whatever is preferred by you. You can make that choice. Now, again, there is that email, that phenomenon related to the email associated with this as well, right? What if there's an email that we have received and we miss out on that? So in that case, there is a section where all these requests are logged. So let me show you that as well. If you go to customers, and that's where you see contact us messages, that is where all these messages, obviously there's a demonstration store, but in your case, all the messages, if there's an international buyer who has attempted to contact you, so all of them, even the historical ones, will be logged here. And even if you miss out on the email, you can find them here. So again, simple practice, you can keep checking this periodically. You don't have to check it every day. So every alternate day, or 2 times in a week, you can check that. And if you feel otherwise, if you're checking your emails regularly, then you'll not have this problem. But as a backup process, you can do that. So that is the second method. The third method is wherein they are going to click on visit store. And this is also something that they certainly do. And before contacting you, so they'll click on visit store, and they'll come to your website. Now, if you have added the contact details on your website, then they can even contact you directly. So this is where you can see the phone number and email ID are displayed. So they can even contact you directly on this. So this is the other method. And now this is where you may have seen that we are not camouflaging the contact details. We are not adding our own contact details. Nothing of that sort happens here. This is where, as a technology solution, we are bridging the gap between international buyers and you, the exporters, so that they can do business with you. So this is where there are no subscription packages which are available, which you have to subscribe to get more visibility, get more leads. Nothing of that sort. This is where your performance matters. So focus on uploading rich product information, focus on creating a very nice looking, professional looking online store, because before doing any of the contact effort, they will be doing some level of research before contacting you. And one of the aspect related to that research is visiting your online store. Now, if your online store, despite the fact that you have a really amazing product, but your online store is looking very shabby, they may decide not to contact you, right? So it is important that this is also professionally set up, or at least nice looking. It should not look incomplete. So this is the second method using which they are going to connect with you and do business with you. Now, although this must have been evident, but let me say that once again, because it is also a common question which is asked in the webinars, and that is, will we get access to some database of international buyers who may be visiting? We don't provide any such database, and we absolutely respect the privacy, and it will be a violation of the privacy if we are doing that. So we absolutely respect the privacy of international buyers, and if they request, only then their contact details are shared, and again with the select buyers whom they have asked to share. Otherwise, their contact details are not shared. These are the two processes through which you can connect with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. There was one more island of opportunity that I explained to you, that is related to business networking. And to do that, you have to go to your accounts. All of you will get this kind of an account. Now, on this account, there are two options which are available to you for networking. The first one is this add connections option, which you can see here. Using this option, you can send connection requests to businesses from different countries, different industries, etc., depending on your requirements. So here you can see, I can connect, I can send a connection request to Sachin Rao, and he is Weber Powers. He's associated with Weber Power. There are other Amy Redden, which she's an author. So I can connect with her. I can send a connection request to her, and once she accepts that request, that is where I can then start exchanging messages. I can share about my business with her, and if she's interested, then she can connect back with me, or she can introduce me with someone who may have the requirement for my products. So like that, you can do networking. You can also use the search feature. It will also help you in identifying businesses that are in particular industry or particular product, or there's a particular name associated in or keyword present in their title or product offering. You'll be able to use the search capability also for that. All right. So this is the third island of opportunity. And this is also something that I will recommend to you that you should actively explore, because God knows if you're able to network and find a supplier or buyer in the webinar Buy Not Here, where you have members from 150 countries, more than 450,000 of them from 150 countries. So Buy Not Here. All right. So these were the three islands of opportunities that are available to you. Now, very, very quickly, I'm going to also explain to you how you are going to become part of Indian Business World, how you are going to list yourself. And the journey is very, very simple. I'll very quickly walk you through because I can see on the clock we just have 10 minutes left. So let's quickly go through that. The first step that you have to do for listing your business on Indian Business Portal is to come on Indian Business Portal. The URL is indianbusinessportal.in, or you can search Indian Business Portal and you will land here. Now, once you are here, you have to click on this option, which says register as Indian exporter. Here you can see the option sell on Indian Business Portal, register as Indian exporter. You have to click on that, which will take you to another page. There's a page which will open up. Now, on this page, you have to click on create your catalog, which will take you to another window. Now here, you'll notice there's a video which is embedded here. And this is something which we have done on purpose. We wanted to guide you because we had been experiencing were members who were attempting to create their online store, but they were getting distracted or they were facing issues. So we have embedded the tutorial video, and I will suggest that before doing anything, before making any more actions, please do watch this video. It is about 19-minute video, and it will help you understand the entire journey and what are the information requirements which are there on your end, so that you can be ready and then you can do the entire journey in one go. Otherwise, you will do something and then you will go back, collect the information, come back and then do it. That will be a little annoying for yourself, and you may uh, get lost in between. But if time is of constraint for you, so that's where I will recommend that you should keep this video open alongside at any given stage. If you get confused, if you get stuck, then you can refer back to the video. All right. So this is where let's quickly go through the journey. And I'm not going to play the video because that will not be a very wise use of your valuable time. So I will just quickly walk you through. This is a step that we have already seen, that you have to go to Indian Business Portal. You have to click on create your catalog. This is the page from where we opened the video. You have to input your name, email ID, create a password, verify the mobile number, do the GST verification, input your GST number and verify it. And then you have to add your company, legal entity type, location, and then select the industry that you belong to. Specify what type of business operations you are involved in, and then click on convert. Now answer three simple questions. Select a suitable design team of your like. If you don't like it, you can change it at a later stage. It is very easy and simple process. And then in the next screen, you have to provide the store name. Now, the store name mostly will be the business name, but there are businesses that operate popular brand. So the store name can be in the name of the brand. So it can be, the store name can be your brand name, or it is your business name. Down below, you'll see store URL, and this box will either be empty, so it will not have anything, or it will have the 16-digit code. If it has 16-digit code, then select it and delete it. And if it is empty, then type your business name. So after you have deleted the 16-digit code, type your business name without space or any special character. No space, no special character. All right, that you have to do. Now, related to this, sometimes people ask me that what is URL? So URL is basically something which we type to open a website. For example, if I have to open Google, what do? I type google.com. Similarly, tomorrow, if someone has to open your online store, they will be typing something, and that is what we are specifying here. Now, that leads to the second question, and that is, what is this linker.store? So linker.store is our subdomain that we are providing to our members, that is you, absolutely free of cost. And why are we doing that? For two reasons. One is to make this journey as convenient as possible, because imagine at this juncture, at this stage, if we had asked you to point a record of DNS of your domain to our server, how easy would have been. And I'm not sure how many of you even understood what did I said. So obviously it would have become very confusing, and we don't want that to happen. We want to keep this journey as convenient, as easy as possible. So that's where we are providing our subdomain, which you can use for as long as period as you want. The second reason behind this is sustainable digital presence. Because if you have created a website and if you operate a website, you'll agree there are multiple cost heads associated with operating a website. Like you have to renew the domain, you have to renew the SSL, there are uh, hosting charges, there are AMC charges, or you need a resource to update the websites, etc. So there are multiple cost heads associated. Now, because of those cost heads or operational costs, a lot of MSMEs, they shy away from creating their digital presence, because they have other financial constraints to look into. So we want to help them overcome that challenge by giving this option. So if you are using linker.store domain, then you don't have to worry about your domain renewal. You don't have to worry about your SSL renewal. We have taken care of that. You don't have to worry about the hosting. It is done on a PCI DSS certified infrastructure, a very safe infrastructure. So literally everything is taken care of, and it is so simple to use that anyone and everyone can use it. Even school students can are able to use it. So it is very simple, and that saves you a lot of money, and that helps you in creating a sustainable digital presence for your business. So that was the second objective. Now that leads to the third and the last question, or I think fourth question, and that is, can we use our own domain? And I am not sure how many of you understood that. So let me answer that by showing you an example. So we already saw few of these examples. So this is a website which is using their own domain. So this is where you can see hkonline.in. So the answer is absolutely yes, it is possible. There are many, many, many businesses that are already doing that. So if you want, you can do that. In fact, we will help you in doing that, because we understand that is little complicated, but we'll help you with that. Don't worry on that. It will take 15 minutes. But at the same time, people curiously ask me that, is it necessary to take it live on our own domain? Can't we continue to use linker.store? Absolutely. It is your choice. It is your decision. We are not influencing it. If you want to take it live on your domain, we will help you in doing that. If you want to continue to use linker.store, again, your decision. You can do that. This is where you can see this is a business that is into manufacturing of matchstick and using linker.store. So, as I mentioned, it is entirely your decision. All right, so coming back to the store creation journey, this is where we have completed this third overlay. And once you click on create store, this overlay goes away, and we have a button. You have to click on the button, and it will show you that out of the 4 steps you have already done 3 steps, there is one more step, which is uploading the product. And related to this, sometimes people curiously ask me that we have the data available with us in Excel because we sell on other platforms. Can we upload that here? Yes, you can do that. The bulk option is available. In fact, in the video also, I have explained how you can use the bulk option. Now, coming back to the product upload process, the first point I would want to highlight is the layout is little changed. I'm going to create a new video shortly, but the layout is changed. The process is the same. There is no change in the process, but the layout, like you are seeing drop downs, one above other, so vertically stacked, they have become horizontal, so one next to another. So that is the change which has happened. Otherwise, the process is the same. There are only 2 points I would want to highlight before we skip the product upload journey, because obviously it is explained in the video in great detail. So there's no merit in spending your valuable time there. The first point is related to GI products. So if you are dealing GI product, you should toggle that button, and then you should select GI category and subcategory. Now, why am I taking you away from that page? To show you how GI products are displayed. So here you can see GI product is one of the first categories that we have in the navigation. And if I click on it, you can see geographic indication of India. And if I have to explain GI products very simply, these are the specialty products of a particular location. So for example, Nagpur, popular for oranges, Mahabaleshwar for strawberries, or Darjeeling for tea, right? So, and these can be agriculture, food stuff, handicraft, manufacturing, etc. Now, very quickly, if we go to a very popular GI location, which is Varanasi, which is very popular for Banarsi saris, they're also popular for wooden lacquer toys. So I'm going to show you one of the product and how GI is highlighted on that product. So this is where we have uh, wooden Ganeshji, and I'm going to just quickly open the product detail page. So this is where you can see there's a GI emblem. I'm not sure how big it is on your screen, but here you can see GI product wooden Varanasi wooden lacquer toy. So this is properly highlighted as a GI product. Now, if you are dealing in a GI product, you have to firstly select or toggle the button that it is a GI product. And once you have done that, then you have to select the GI category and subcategory. After you have done the selection of category and subcategory, then you have to upload the certificate. Once you have uploaded the certificate, the product will be highlighted as a GI product. Without uploading the certificate, you cannot specify or showcase your product as a GI product. That is a mandatory step. The second point which I would want to highlight is related to the categories which you are seeing here. Again, the layout is changed, so they're not vertically stacked, they're horizontal next to each other. But the function remains the same, and that is to tell the system where my product should be displayed. Now, let me try to explain this with an example. So we'll go back to the home screen, because that's where we'll be able to see the navigation in a better way. So imagine that you are someone who export honey. Now, if you're a honey exporter, then it is your duty that your product should be displaying here in the honey product, right? Now, how will you do that? How will you ensure that my products are displayed at the right place? This is almost like a supermarket, a very large supermarket, and there are different aisles and different shelves. You have to ensure that your products are displayed in the right place. If you're putting oranges in the edible oil category, they'll hardly sell because they're at the wrong place. No one goes to edible oil section to look for oranges, right? So the right customer is in the fruits and vegetable section. That's where the oranges should be displayed. So that is where logically it is your duty, your responsibility to ensure that your products are displayed at the right place. And for that, you have to use these drop downs. You have to select the category and subcategory that will allow you to instruct the system, give instructions to the system that please display my products at this place in this category and in this subcategory. All right. So this is another point I wanted to highlight. Now, rest of the process is explained in the video, so we are not going to spend your valuable time there. So I'm going to skip that and we'll go towards the end of the video, wherein the product upload is explained. Now, once you are done uploading the video, uploading the product, minimum one product is required. And then you have to click on this home shaped icon, which you'll see on the top. And once you click on it, it will bring you here. And this is where you have to click on this big gray button, which says unpublished. Click on that, and it will publish your store, and this is where you'll see a congratulatory message that your journey is complete, but your work is not complete. The journey itself is complete. Now, rest of the journey we will see on the demonstration store that I showed you. So we are going to go to the seller panel of the demonstration store. This is how the seller panel looks. Now, in the left navigation, you'll see there are a number of options. The first option, which is of use to you, is the catalog. You have to click on catalog, and then you have to click on products, which will take you or bring you to the product management interface, from where you have to upload the remaining product. It is highly unlikely that you only have one product. you will certainly be having more product and you can upload them. You can upload them one product at a time, or you can upload them in bulk as well. You can upload thousands of products in one go. Very conveniently, once you are done with the product upload, then you should go to the My Store tab here and you should set up the navigation. Firstly, what is navigation in case you're getting confused? So let me show you where are those store examples. So let's look at this example because they have quite a elaborate navigation. So this is navigation. So this is where you have level 1, level 2, level 3. In fact, they also have level 4. So sportswear is level 1, men is level 2, t-shirt is level 3, and round neck, collar neck, Henley, these are level 4. So you can create maximum 4 level of categorization or navigation. So you should go to navigation and you should create or set up the navigation. In case you are getting worried, like how will I set up the navigation? Don't worry. I'll share with you a tutorial video. In fact, we are in the process of embedding the videos in the seller panel itself. So very soon you'll have all the videos embedded on the seller panel and you'll be able to use them. So My Store, navigation. Then go to themes, apply a suitable theme. If you have already done that, then just apply it, make it live, and then you go to store preview, upload the banners. Once you're done uploading the banners, once you're done doing the beautification work, then you should go to Indian Business Portal, which you can see here. Click on that, and here you'll see a form. Now, all the information that you're adding here, it is displayed in the business profile, which is displayed on Indian Business Portal. Or if I can switch the screen very quickly and take you to one of the profile. Do we still have one of the profile? Yes, I think here we have. So all the information which is displayed here in the About Us section. Sorry. So all the information which is displayed here in the About Us tab, it is all uploaded from here or added from here. So please do fill this form diligently. And again, it is not a very complicated form. You have to just specify whether you are a FIO member or not. You have to verify your IC code, and then you have to select the legal entity type, year of establishment, business operations, whether you are MSME or not, export turnover of previous 3 years, countries you have already exported to, countries you would like to export to, and number of employees. You have to upload license and certificates, and you have to add brief information, 1 or 2 paragraphs about advantages and innovations. And lastly, you have to specify what type of proposals you are interested in, and then you click on save. Once you'll click on save, you will notice that this step will get completed, and you'll see a form which is in this stage, which is stage 2, because this is a demonstration store. So I will show you that step or that form from another place. Let me show you. This is the form which will appear once you have submitted that form and you move to stage number 2. That's where you'll see this form. Now it has 2 parts. You can see on the screen. One is this part where we have listed do's and don'ts. The important suggestion I would want to share with you is you should be watching this video before you submit the request. In this video, we have explained what are the mistakes that can prevent you or prevent your business from being listed on Indian Business Portal and how you can fix those mistakes. So all that is explained in this video. Please do watch this video. And once you have watched this video and once you are confident that there are absolutely no issues with my online store and I should now list it on Indian Business Portal, then you have to just agree to the terms and click on submit, and your request will then be reviewed by our operations team within 1 or 2 working days. And if everything is in order, your business will be listed on Indian Business Portal. If there are issues, they will reject it, and you'll get a notification, you'll get an update, and they'll share a reason. It is not like they'll just reject it. They will let you know what is the reason why we have rejected it, and then you can fix the issue and you can submit the request once again. So this is how you have to list your products on Indian Business Portal. This is where I am going to now turn off the screen share and we'll break into the question answer round. All right, so I can see there are already 17 questions in the Q&A, and there is quite a bit of exchange in the chat as well. But I hope you found the session informative. And before I start answering the questions, I did promised to you that I'm going to share with you tutorial content. So that's let me do that. And in the meantime, if you have any question, please do add that. Uh, I also promised to you that I'm going to share with you the webinar recording. So let me do that as well. Uh, all right. So here we have now the video which I just showed you, which we basically walked through. So there's a Hindi version also available of that video. If you go to description of that video, that is where you'll find the Hindi version of it. So if you want to review it in Hindi, you can also do that. So in the chat, I have just added few links of tutorial videos. I haven't overwhelmed you with too many links. The first one is the step-by-step process, and then there's a video. This is an important one. The second video that you can see in the chat, which I have shared, it is important. Why so? Because in that video, I've explained how you can use AI tool, the free AI tools, to upload products and also generate images. So that there's a lot of interesting information there. And then there's another video about uploading products in bulk. If you have a large catalog, then you'll find it very useful. The third one is about setting up navigation. And then I have provided a link of the entire tutorial video playlist. It has about 60 videos in it. So you'll find it useful. And last link is of today's webinar recording. So all that is there in the chat. Now, I did also mention that I'm going to share with you the contact details, my contact details, and the contact details of help desk. So let me do that also quite quickly or very quickly. So next few seconds, you'll get the details. There is something wrong with my laptop today. It is acting up. Yeah. So here we have my contact details, and you're all welcome to connect with me. Sorry, one second. If you need any help, if you need any advice, if there's an issue that you're facing, you're more than welcome to connect. This is where I've added the details about. I can see there are participants who can't copy, so don't worry. You'll get the recording on the email, and in the recording's description and one of the pinned comment, I'll all add all these links. It works if you are joining through a mobile device, then sometime it causes an issue. Otherwise, uh, you are able to copy it. So for the people or for the participants who are having issues in uh, copying the link, uh, what I'm going to do is after this webinar, once this webinar ends, I'm going to add all these links in the recording of the webinar. And now the question comes, how will you get the recording? So on the email that you have added while joining, we will email the recording. And if you want to find it yourself, it is not complicated. Just go to YouTube. You can do it right away also. Search for Global Linker. It is Global Linker. Yellow. Search for Global Linker. I've just started that. Search for Global Linker and you'll find our YouTube channel, and you can see there are different tabs there, like videos, shorts, playlist, and that's where you'll see live. So in the live videos, you'll find this video. So if you want to find it yourself, you can do that. If you want to go to uh, if you want to wait for the email to come, you can do that. And if you're able to copy it, then uh, you'll be able to do that. So there is no restriction as such about the copying of the email. I can see there was one participant who was asking that I should allow the participants to copy the email. There is actually no restriction as such. Uh, anyone and everyone can copy, but on certain devices, it does not allow. All right, let's quickly go through the questions which are there. The first two questions are from Mr. Gopinathan. And Mr. Gopinathan, I hope you have understood now how you have to go through the process, how you have to set up your own digital presence and upload the products and start displaying them. And in addition to that, if you need any guidance, if you need any help, please do feel free to reach out to me. There were two questions. Anonymous attendee, I'm not sure who the participant is, because they have used the anonymous attendee option, but their questions, I think, were related to the RFQ. So RFQs are displayed on the home page of Indian Business Portal. So if you go to Indian Business Portal, just scroll down and you'll see all the RFQs, the requirements which are posted by international buyers. You'll all see them there. And the next question. Uh, Next question is from Yubita. So there is certainly a textile option. You may not have noticed it. If you are having difficulty, you just drop an email to our help desk. Her question is that she's not finding an option for textile. So just drop an email and we will help you out. Just drop an email to the help desk, and our team will help you out in finding the right categories where you have to specify your product. Next question is from Abhilash. This is related to the payment terms. So, Abhilash, there is no standard yardstick for that. This is where it is between your understanding and with the international buyers. So, it is between you and the international buyer what payment terms you both of you are comfortable. There's no standard yardstick for that. Next question is from Bhavesh, and the question was how to search by country-wise which product required. So that kind of uh, feature is not there. I think you're mistaken. We are not a directory selling international buyers information. We are not there. We are a platform that helps you or help exporters like you in creating your own digital presence and then connecting with international buyers through their own website in form of an online store or through their presence on the Indian Business Portal. So that is not available, and through the two channels and the processes that I explained in this video, in this webinar, you'll be able to connect with international buyers. Next question is from Tausif, and I think his question is answered. His question was related to how to list products, and I think it is answered. Now I've explained that. Next question is how do I verify the credibility of international buyers? So first of all, before I answer that question, that don't assume that if a international buyer is coming from Indian Business Portal, it is verified or it is trustworthy and you should blindly do business with them. No, you should do your own due diligence and your own verification because it is your business, and don't blindly go with that. Now, with respect to ascertaining the credibility. There are many options. There are even agencies which are available. You can utilize their services to ascertain the credibility of international buyers, or you can approach the embassy and they can help you out in ascertaining that. I can see in the chat there's a question. It is from Ashwini. How do know how do I know the order quantity? So if you click here in the next page where the details are mentioned, the order quantity is clearly mentioned there in the details. Next question is from Bisman Singh Sethi. Uh, Mukeshji, I'll need your help. His question is, they are into cold storage business and they don't have GST and they want to get into exports, but because they don't have GST, so how can they do that?
Sir, GST is mandatory in case he is exporting something without GST. How suppose that he will take credit of GST and whatever suppose that he is paying. So it's suggestion for him. Please apply for GST. GST is mandatory. Okay. Without GST, it is not possible that he can export any product to any country.
Thank you. Next question I can see is from Nishant. All our categories, subcategories exhaustive. Yes, as I mentioned, there are more than 4,500 categories and subcategories there. Next question is from Chand B. If I'm pronouncing your name correctly, if I'm pronouncing it wrongly, please, my apologies. So the question is, you don't have an IC, but you'll be getting it in some time. Can we proceed ahead with the setup part? Yes, certainly you can do that. And whenever IC is available, because without IC, you'll not be able to showcase. You can create your online store, but you'll not be able to showcase the products on Indian Business Portal. That part will only be done once you have added and verified the IC. Next question is from Pooja and wants to understand if there is a limit on number of products that can be uploaded. There is absolutely no limit. Any number of products can be uploaded in one go. If you are doing bulk upload, I will not suggest uploading more than 1,000 product in one go, although I personally have done about 2,000. But it takes some time, and if there's a disruption in connectivity or any other issue happens, then you may face issues. So if you're uploading product in bulk, batch them into like 1,000 each, and there's no higher limit to that. I can see there is a question, or there was a chat. There's so much exchange by one of the participants who had created their online store but didn't get any response. So for any participant, if you are having this issue, I would request drop me an email with the link of your online store. I'll review it and I'll try to suggest to you what are the areas of improvement where you should focus on so that you can start getting benefit from the effort that you have put in. I think that point was from Vishal. So Vishal, I've shared my email ID in the chat. I'll do that once again. And this is not just for Vishal. This is for all of you. Even if you are someone who is just creating your online store, please share it with me. I will review it and I will share with you what are the areas of improvement. Next question I can see, or it is a comment. Does this mean that the exam person who doesn't have an IC code? What I clarified was for listing on Indian Business Portal, because if you are not an exporter, because Indian Business Portal is for export. So if you're not an exporter, you can't be on Indian Business Portal, but you can still create your online store. So like the previous question, wherein the participant was saying that I'm going to get that. So instead of wasting time waiting for that, they can work on creating their online store, uploading the product. They can be absolutely ready. The day they receive the IC, they can just verify it and submit their application for listing. And within 2 days, they will be on Indian Business Portal. Now, if you're someone who is not an exporter and you want to create your digital presence, you are also welcome to do that. It is just that you will not find a place on Indian Business Portal because that is a mandatory requirement. Without IC, you can't be on Indian Business Portal. Uh, Next question from Nilang Amin. And the question is how many countries? So Indian Business Portal is worldwide. Uh, Businesses or international buyers from various countries are coming. So it is not just limited to certain countries. Perfect. So that was the last question. If there's anything which I could not clarify in today's session because we have overshot our time by nearly half an hour. So this is where we should close this session. So if there's a question which I was not able to answer or you need further clarification on that, you have my email ID. Please drop me an email and I will be more than happy to answer it or provide further clarifications onto that. I'm going to again share my email ID in the chat. So please do feel free to reach out. And even once you are done with the setup, or if you have already done the setup and you already are present on Indian Business Portal, please do share what you have created so that I can review and share my inputs and my suggestions with you. Perfect. So this is where I think we should conclude this session. Thank you, Mukesh ji, for taking
Thank
out
you.
time
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
and participating in this session. And thank you to all of you for being still with us. We have overshot the limit by almost half an hour, but thank you for being with us and thank you for your time. Have a wonderful evening ahead and bye bye from our side.